Hi guys, Canadian Hunter here. So what I got for you tonight is another unboxing video, and I'm going to try and make this as short as I can, but I have to admit I'm super excited about this. And before I unbox it, I'm just going to fill you in on what this is, and then I'll show you what I got. This is made by CZ. This is a 22LR. And what they've done for their, I guess I'm calling it their 60th anniversary, and you'll see what I mean, is a CZ 452, and they're calling it their farewell edition. So what this is for CZ, in my opinion, this is kind of like their swan song to the CZ. It's their way of, saying farewell and goodbye to a gun that has just been an iconic 22 for the last 60 years. And they've made a very sort of special edition. This is one of 1,000, and I've peaked obviously, and this is number 348 out of 1,000. I feel extremely lucky to have this gun. Talking to my local gun shop, he said, best of his knowledge, they launched about 100 of these in Canada. If you're in the States, I'm not sure if you want one of these. They launched these in early May. They're still out there, I'm sure. They're not cheap. In Canada, I'll tell you what I paid in Canada. I paid $1,100 Canadian for this gun. Might translate to about $900 US, but it's hard to say. Maybe I got a lucky good deal. Maybe it's $1,100 US as well. I don't know. I didn't really look. So, let's get unboxing, I guess. And I'm going to do my best. I have to admit, this is my third attempt to make this video because I'm trying to do up close shots of this gun, and it's been out of focus most of the time. So I'm gonna try. The first thing I'm going to show you is the bolt, and this is going to give you an idea. And I'm going to hold it in front, and hopefully I can get this in focus. And I'm going to not going to go too close. So they've done a lot of blue flaming on this. And just beautiful detail work on the bolt. Just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this thing's just a work of art. And, when I saw this is one of those things where when you find out about this and you see how sort of, in my opinion, how exclusive it is. And I knew if they only made 1,000, there weren't going to be very many in Canada. And I started to look right away, just frantic. Who has any? How much inventory do they have? And the place I got this is called Bullseye London in Ontario. And, they had, at the time, they had 13 of them. I don't know how many they had, but I can't imagine they had many, much more than maybe 15 of these, knowing that there was maybe about 100 in Canada. And, that number 100, I mean, that's really, it's not an exact number, obviously, by any means. But talking to my local gun shop, I said that I got a farewell edition, and he said, wow, yeah, you're pretty lucky. His understanding was there was only 100 of them in Canada. And, we had talked a little bit about it, and we had said, at the price point of $1,100, they were going to go pretty quick, but that's a lot of cheddar for, a 22LR. And really, this is a collector's gun, I feel. And, if you're just an average enthusiast, you might not, feel it's worth it to spend $1,100 on a CZ 452 22LR. You can get a 455 for $500 or $600. But, I feel that this being kind of their farewell, their swan song, I had to have it. So let's pull it out. I'm going to maybe try put it on top of the box. Maybe that works the best. Actually, I can lean it up against the box. And let's see if I can maybe even get the camera off the tripod and see what I can do to get you guys some of the best angles. I might just do some zooming in. I find with this camera that works pretty good. So there's a lot of detail work that they've done on the barrel. I mean, everything about this is to their way of saying, their farewell, right? So on the underside of the stock, it says farewell. On the barrel itself, it's going to be really hard to pick up in the camera because obviously it's etched into the bluing, but it says 1 of 1,000 on the barrel. they've got all this extra sort of beautiful detail work that is on the barrel itself and the action. And it's sort of right about this area on the action that it says the version, or sorry, the number it is of 1000, and it's says 0348-1000, so it's number 348 of 1000. That's what I got. And let's try flip it over here. And then on the stock it says Farewell Edition. You know, just beautiful. And to fill you in on sort of how I'm going to top this gun off with a scope, I felt that I needed to go with a scope. I mean, look at the, sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Look at the detail work, even on the trigger guard. I mean, just beautiful. And it's hard to pick up in the camera, but even the bolts that hold the action screws, I mean, they're flame blued. I mean, it's just, they've done the flame job to those as well. You know, I'm sort of speechless, I guess. I saw this online and I was like, I couldn't order one quick enough. I basically burned home, ordered one, had that 5 seconds of regret because I just spent $1,100 on a 22 LR that I'm probably not even going to shoot that much because it's just so beautiful. But you know, you have that feeling of like, I will absolutely kick myself if I don't order one of these. Because if you watch my channel, if you don't know already, I'm really a 22 LR, you know, nut. And you know, if you've watched my CZ 455 unboxing, you kind of know a bit of my back history, of my heritage, and effectively, you know, my grandparents immigrated from Czechoslovakia, so I'm like a Czechoslovakian Canadian. So as corny as that sounds, I do, you know, I've got a little bit of a thing with CZ. So, but so yeah, so the scope I'm going to put on this, and the way, you know, when I'm done building this, hopefully the scope's in tomorrow and I'll get that all mounted. So I'm doing you know, everything's beautifully matching. So it's loopholed rings. They're going to be the dovetail that fit on this properly. I'm not going to do some, you know, base like I did on my 455. Everything's going to be very traditional. You know, the rings themselves are done in the same high gloss finish. The scope I've ordered, I've gone out of my way to order a loopholed VX2 3 to 9 by 40. Again, it's finished in the high gloss finish, so it's a very classic looking loopholed scope. So everything's just going to be very matching and very classic. And you know, it's not going to be my traditional, you know, 18 or 20 power scope that I run on my 22s. You know, I'm actually kind of excited to see whether, you know, running a 9 power scope on this 22 is, how much is that going to hinder my groups and stuff at, say, 50 yards? I mean, obviously there's a certain degree of advantage you have when you're running a super high power scope, but again, I didn't want to do that with this gun. It wasn't, you know, this is not a match gun. This is not anything that I'm going to be shooting 200 or 300 rounds a week like I do out of my other guns. This is going to be a gun that I take to the range every now and again, that I'm going to pull out of my safe and look at and just say, oh my God, I can't believe I own one of those. I can't believe I own number 348 out of 1000 of the CZ, you know, Farewell Edition. So I don't know, maybe I'm corny, but you know, I absolutely just, I just dig that kind of stuff. So if you guys like this video, man, hit that like button. Feel free to share. There is nothing online yet about this, at least videos with this Farewell Edition. From what I can tell, I am the first person who is doing a video about this Farewell Edition. They're very, like I say, very limited numbers. They only made 1,000 of these. So feel free to share this. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.